Good morning everyone. Today, me Deric Robbins, I am going to tell a story of David and how he defeated the giant Goliath. This story happened long time ago in Israel when Saul was the king of Israel. But he disobeyed God. So God was very angry. God called Samuel and told him that a young boy named David would become the king of Israel. One day, Saul had a very bad dream. He called Samuel, the wise prophet. Samuel came and he said, "Samuel, I'm very troubled. I had a bad dream. I feel someone is going to take over the control of my kingdom." Samuel said, "It's only a dream, Your Majesty. How can it trouble you? But yet, how can I help you relax?" Saul said, "Maybe I could get some relaxing music played by someone who knows how to play the harp." Samuel said, "I know a boy who lives next to the low villages. His name is David. He knows how to play the harp beautifully." So Samuel went and got David. When David reached the palace, David started to compose some songs and played them before the king. The king immediately started to relax. His troubles were taken off his mind. But I'll tell you what his main trouble was: the Philistines. The Philistines was an army of strong giants who would come and try to take over the control of the kingdom every day. The champion was Goliath, more than 10 feet tall, stronger than a lion. He would come to the hill which separated the Israelites and the Philistines and shout out challenges. His voice thundered like anything, and the armies of Israelites were terrified and petrified day by day and were losing their confidence. So one day, their father also started to get worried about the two brothers of David who were also in the army. David's father told him to give the two brothers some bread and some cheese. When David traveled and reached there, he heard a thundering, booming voice. It was Goliath's voice. It said, "Come and challenge me, you fools. I've been here for more than 40 days. Why haven't you come and defeated me? You are not men, you are sheep." David asked, "Why isn't anyone to take up his challenge?" His two brothers said, "We are at risk of losing ourselves to slaves of Philistines. If we lost the battle, we will become the slaves of Philistines. But if we won, they will become our slaves. But the chances of us losing is more than the chances of them losing." David said, "Why are you all afraid? God is with us. He's been insulting a king and a country. We should be able to defeat him very easily." His brothers said, "How brave yet how foolish, brother. Do not even think of going in the battlefield. The Goliath can kill any one of us." David said, "I am going to go to the king and ask permission to kill him." So, without taking heed to his brother's voice, he went on and on. He traveled until he reached the palace of the king. He asked the king, "King, may I take a permission to go on the battlefield and defeat Goliath?" Saul said, "No, it will be like I'll be sending to your death. No, I am not going to do that." David could see and hear that he was not convinced. So he said, "God has been with me since the day I started to become a young shepherd. I am still a young shepherd, but I've still been able to kill lions and bears who have been trying to attack my sheep. So Saul said, if you put that in that way, then I will give you my armor and my sword. David said, I don't need your armor and a sword. They would only make it difficult for me to battle Goliath. I have my sling. I will use it and defeat Goliath. David walked and walked and walked into the battlefield. When he was down a hill, he found a stream. He took 5 smooth pebbles and put it in a leather pouch which was tied around his waist. Then he climbed up to the mountain which separated the Israelites from the Philistines. And he challenged Goliath. Goliath, here I am. Are you afraid from me? I am here to defeat you. Goliath was full of rage and he was full of amusement, as you could see a little boy. But then he got full of rage when David said, Are you afraid of me? Then Goliath ran towards him, holding up a sword. David quickly put one of the biggest pebbles in his sling, who held it back with all his might and strength, said a silent prayer, and let go. The stone flew and hit Goliath right in the middle of his eyes and his forehead. He fell to the ground, and the Israelites shouted a voice of triumph. They ran into the battlefield and killed the Philistines and made them their slaves. And then they carried David shouting, David, the giant slayer, David, David. And then, years later, David becomes the king of Israel. But that's another story. So, thank you. So friends, what do we learn from the story? We learned that when we have to fight a battle, we have to be brave and we have to be smart. Then only we'll get victory in battle. Thank you.